Very hi everybody. Today we are going to discuss about biodiversity from 10th class. That A reading is environment. So what we are going to discuss in the environment, let us see.
Will be able to explain the concepts of environment, give reasons for the degradation of environment, take measures to save environment, use non-finite clauses in a correct manner, use the reported speech in routine, demonstrate an interview in pairs. Biodiversity. Do you know what biodiversity is? Biodiversity mainly comprises of life found on the earth. It includes plants, animals, and microorganisms. It also comprises of land, sun, earth, air, and water. Observe the pictures given on the screen. What do you see in the first image? Do you like it? If not, why? How is the second picture different from the first? Do you feel good about it? Give reasons for your view.
By observe the following pictures, image 1 and image 2. So here image 1 is looking so that environment, and image 2 it's getting wonderful environment, peaceful environment. Let's see what's happened.
Can you name few Indian environmental activists?
Many personalities.
Let us look at few notable Indian environmental activists. Sundarlal Bahuguna is a noted Indian environmentalist. He is also a Chipko movement leader and a follower of Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence and satyagraha. Medha Patkar is an Indian environmental activist. She is known for her Narmada Bachao Andolan movement. Menaka Gandhi is an Indian environmentalist. She fights for the cause of animal rights. In this section, we are going to know about Kenyan environmental activist Wangari Maathai. Wangari Maathai is a Kenyan environmental activist and Nobel Prize winner. Maathai founded the Green Belt movement in the 1970s. She became the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004. Let us now look at excerpts from Wangari Maathai's interview with NHK Radio Japan.
How did you become aware of the environment?
Initially, we focused on the basic needs of people in the rural areas. We observed people need drinking water, food, energy, which is mostly for firewood, building material and fodder for the animals. We get all these from the land, which is a part of environment. Unfortunately, people were not getting all these basic needs because of the degradation of the environment. Hence, we decided to rehabilitate the environment to supply the basic needs like water, food, firewood, etc. to people who are deprived of these basic needs. In order to avail these things, it is important to have good governance that protects the people and their interests.
How is peace connected to a good environment?
Many wars in the world were fought for natural resources at regional, national, and global levels. Some wars were fought to protect their community's existence. Others were fought to have control over a lot of resources by keeping others out. This led to a lot of discontent among people. Strong discontent became conflict. To sustain peace, good management, and equitable distribution of these resources is essential. Good management of the natural resources is not possible without democratic space, respect for human beings, respect for human rights, and giving other people dignity. Just like how the three legs of an stool are interrelated, similarly, three themes peace, good governance, and sustainable management of resources are also interrelated. When we have these three themes, government is inevitable. We have not shared our resources equally. Only
What was the environment like when you were there? And how did you go about saving?
50 years ago, during my childhood, the environment was very pristine, attractive, and green. We had forested mountains during British rule. They wanted to establish commodity plantations of exotic species of trees such as pines, forest, eucalyptus from Australia. These exotic plants grow very tall and fast. They destroy all the local biological diversity. Though we were commercial timber for growing in industry, local flora and fauna are destroyed. The forests were water towers were no longer able to store water. Rainwater flew downstream and formed lakes and ocean instead of going down into the underground. The rain patterns changed, rainfall decreased, and also rivers started drying up. Finally, we lost our indigenous biological diversity. In 1975, at the very first United Nations Conference for Women in Mexico, many of the women requested for food, water, clean drinking water, and fodder for their animals. These things were available 20 years ago when I was a child. Now the environment has changed. That's why I started this campaign to restore the vegetation, the land, to rehabilitate forests.
What happened when you started the movement?
For the first time, when I asked the woman, let us plant trees, she said they did not know how to plant trees. Professional investors were invited to teach planting trees, but they made it complicated for those women. So we decided to use our common sense and we did the seeds. All women work on the farms, cultivate land. I told them that seeds of trees are the seeds. I asked them to look for old broken pots and put seeds in them. Seeds will germinate and they will know that these are the seedlings from the seeds planted. We gave them bags to be able to put those seeds and nurture them. They were about half a meter long. They could go and transplant them on their farms. In the beginning, it was difficult, but they soon gained confidence and became competent foresters. So I appreciated their work and called them foresters without diplomas.
Why do you think women responded so well to your message?
In the beginning, we addressed their need of firewood and building materials. I suggested them to plant trees so that they can have more firewood. In 5 to 10 years, these trees serve as firewood and building materials. In the process, the women understood the need of good governance. We gave them education both in civics and in environment so that they understand how and why we govern ourselves and also why we are managing environment. The women realize that it is their own responsibility to rehabilitate the environment on their own land.
What transformations did you see?
One of the important changes is that an ordinary illiterate woman understood the prominence of planting trees. In 5 or 10 years, she was able to cut firewood. Also, she was able to sell those trees and get an income of her own. She felt confident and a sense of pride that she had done something for herself. They also felt empowered. They are doing things for themselves. The transformation was on the landscape. The places which were dust earlier are now full of trees. Birds and rabbits made the environment more beautiful. Now there is shade and sometimes even dry spring come back because the water is not running but going into the ground. It is a very profound, significant transformation. The other change I noticed was that of their willingness to fight for their rights, their right to have a good and clean environment. They even decided to fight for their forests and they will allow black leaders to take their private land.
How do you think you can influence the rest of Africa?
Our efforts will inspire others to stop wasting their resources and engage themselves in creating peaceful environment. Now, engage in dialogue, in peaceful negotiations for conflicts. We must restore environment and try to ensure that we do not fight because fighting only degrades the land and environment, and then we fight over agricultural land and grazing land. I see a lot of hope in what is happening in Somalia, in the Sudan, and in West Africa. I see a lot of African leaders now encouraging each other to engage in dialogue.
What is the one thing we can do?
The greatest activity we can do is plant a tree because a tree is a wonderful symbol of the environment. Planting a tree is nothing but planting hope, planting the future for ourselves, our children, and the birds. We plant a tree